So the AI revolution is here, right? It's in full swing. But man, there are hundreds of courses out there, and they all promise you this amazing, high paying career. How do you know which ones are actually legit? Well, that's what we're going to do right now. We're cutting through all that noise to show you the AI certifications that US employers are really looking for. All right, let's just dive right in. AI is changing, well, pretty much every industry. So the big question is, are you qualified for this new high paying AI economy? It's a question that could seriously define your entire career for the next decade. And look, the reason we need to talk about this right now is because the opportunity is it's huge. We're talking average starting salaries well into six figures. And that's for people who have the right skills. This isn't just hype, you guys. This is the new reality. Okay, so let's really get into it. We're calling this the six-figure AI question for a reason, because that's literally what's at stake. The demand for people who know AI is just exploding, but figuring out how to become one of those people, yeah, that can feel super confusing. So let's clear things up. Okay, just look at this. This really shows you how big the AI boom is. The US Bureau of Labor Statistics says that, yeah, computer jobs in general are growing fast. But AI specialist roles, that's a whole other level. We're talking about a different stratosphere. The bottom line is, right now, companies need way more qualified people than are actually out there. So, okay, how do you become one of those qualified people? How do you get in on this? Well, that brings us to what I'm calling the cloud certification trifecta. These are the absolute gold standard certifications from the big three cloud providers. These are the ones major US companies know, they respect, and believe me, they are paying top dollar for them. First on our list, the Google Professional Machine Learning Engineer certification. This one is all about designing and actually building machine learning models. You can think of those models as the brains of an AI, the part that makes predictions or decisions. And you'll be doing it all on Google's super powerful and widely used cloud platform. So here's what you really need to know about this one. It's hugely respected, especially in companies that are built on Google Cloud. We're talking a ton of tech startups, but also big players in finance and media. If you've already got a bit of a programming background and you're looking to specialize, this is an absolutely fantastic choice. And here's the payoff. This is what it's all about. Just let these numbers sink in for a second. You get this certification on your resume, and suddenly you're looking at an average salary somewhere between $120,000 and $160,000 a year. That is a massive return on your investment of time and effort. All right, let's move on to the next powerhouse, the AWS Certified Machine Learning Specialty. Now, Amazon Web Services, or AWS, is the absolute undisputed king of cloud infrastructure here in the US. I mean, if you've ever streamed a movie on Netflix or bought something on Amazon, you've used AWS. And that dominance makes this certification a total golden ticket. What this certification does is it proves you know how to build, train, and deploy ML models on the world's most dominant cloud platform, period. And the demand? It's through the roof. Think about it. If you're a big e-commerce company or a streaming service, your entire business probably runs on AWS. So of course you need experts who know how to tap into its AI power. And you can see that market dominance reflected right here in the salary. Folks who have this AWS cert can often command between $130,000 and $170,000 a year. It just goes to show you how absolutely mission critical these skills are to modern businesses. Okay, rounding out our big three, our trifecta, is the Microsoft Azure AI Engineer Associate. Listen, you cannot talk about the corporate world or the government tech sector in the US without talking about Microsoft. It's just a fact. And this certification, it's your key to unlocking all of those doors. So this cert really zeroes in on using Azure's own tools. Things like their cognitive services, which handle stuff like language and vision AI, and also on building out ML pipelines, which are basically automated workflows for your AI models. It's all about proving you can plug AI directly into a company's day-to-day operations. And that is exactly what the Fortune 500s of the world are looking for. And yeah, the money that's fantastic here too. You're looking at a typical salary range between $110,000 and $150,000. This is a direct pipeline into some of the biggest and most stable companies in the entire country. Okay, now this slide is super important. This is where you might want to pause and really take it all in. We've got the big three laid out side by side. Yeah, look at the salary ranges for sure. But even more important is this: what kind of company do you see yourself working for? Are you aiming for a nimble, fast moving tech startup? Google might be your best bet. How about a massive e commerce or media giant? AWS is a no brainer. Or are you thinking about a huge Fortune 500 corporation? Then Azure is probably your king. This little table here helps you make a really strategic decision based on your own goals. Okay, so that cloud trifecta is definitely the elite path, but it's not the only way to build a high paying career in AI. What if you're brand new to all of this? Or what if you're more interested in the data side of the equation? Don't worry, let's look at some other great options. So, for anybody who's just starting out, the IBM AI Engineering Professional Certificate is a really, really strong starting point. A great on ramp. It's specifically designed to be accessible. It gives you a really solid handle on the fundamentals. Think of it like this: you're building the foundation you need to land that first entry level AI job and just get your career started. Now, another super powerful path is to combine AI with data science. These two fields are like two sides of the same coin. They are so deeply connected. Getting certified as a data scientist teaches you how to dig through massive amounts of data and find the golden nuggets, the insights. And that data, that's the fuel for any AI system. And these jobs pay incredibly well, especially if you're in a big tech hub like San Francisco or New York. Then the salaries can go even higher. All right, we've talked a lot about certifications, but now it's time for a little reality check. This is important. Does just passing an exam automatically get you a six-figure job? The honest answer is no, it doesn't. So let's talk about the other half of the equation. I love this slide because it shows the balance perfectly. Think of your certification as the key. It's the thing that gets your resume past all the automated filters and opens the door to an interview. But it's your portfolio, a collection of actual, real projects that you've built. That's what you walk through that door with. The portfolio is what proves you can actually do the work. It's what gets you the job offer. At the end of the day, what US employers are really looking for is a mix of these three games. They want to see that you have the technical skills, obviously, but they also need to know that you can use those skills to solve real world problems. And they need proof that you can apply all that knowledge in a practical, business focused way. And a strong portfolio? That's your evidence for all three of those points. All right, we've gone over the what and the why. Now, let's get down to the how. This is where we turn all of this info into a personal game plan, an actionable roadmap for your career. And really, it all comes down to this simple three-step process. Step one, figure out your career goal. What kind of problems do you actually want to solve using AI? Step two, based on that goal, pick the right certification that's going to get you there. And step three, this is key. While you're studying for that certification, you need to be constantly building your portfolio. Work on hands-on projects that you're actually excited about. So let's wrap up with this final thought. AI isn't just another tech trend. This is a massive, fundamental shift in how the entire world works. And for people who get prepared, who are strategic about it, the opportunities are genuinely life-changing. As our source material says, the right certification isn't just another line on your resume. It really could be your entry ticket into a six-figure future. So choose wisely and get building.